Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening. Nicole's heart skipped a beat when she felt her lips brushing against Jared's sexy lips. Bye now. Nicole spun around. Jared smiled with satisfaction as he watched her leave. Then, Max stood before him and said, "Mr. Johnston, Miss Nicole found a few fingerprints last night, and I've identified 2 of them." Jared's eyes darkened. "Get every single one of those scums." "Yes, sir." Max nodded, knowing that both Jared and Nicole meant business this time. Nicole arrived at school just then, but her brothers were already waiting for her. "Nicole, why didn't you come home yesterday?" Samuel looked at Nicole with a worried expression on his face. In reply, Nicole whispered, "Jared got into some trouble, so I had to take care of him." Spencer then looked at Samuel. "See, I knew it. Dad and Mom definitely got a call from Nicole. That's why they weren't worried." Samuel flashed them a look of embarrassment. "Nicole, do give me a call next time if you're not coming back home. Otherwise, I'll be worried too." Nicole shot him a glance with resignation, knowing that Samuel was a nervous wreck. "Fine." Then, they sauntered into their school together, bumping into Ryder in front of one of the buildings. Ryder was surrounded by a few seniors. Though he looked sharp, the dark circles under his eyes were heavy. It was obvious that he had pulled an all-nighter last night. Spencer and Samuel immediately thought about the rumor that they had heard yesterday the instant they saw that Ryder had gotten a bunch of people to block their way. "I think Nicole hacked Ryder's laptop. Is he looking to get back at us now?" With that in mind, Spencer and Samuel immediately stood before Nicole. "Ryder, why did you get so many people to stop my sister from entering her class?" In response, Ryder yelled, "Why? You should ask your sister that question." He had attempted to crack Nicole's virus throughout the night, but to no avail. His laptop was practically useless to him now, and the virus had corrupted much of the files on his computer as well, costing him millions. Nicole looked at him nonchalantly. You don't have what it takes? So, it's fine for you to create a virus for us to crack, but it's not okay when I do it to you." Ryder was stunned for a bit as Nicole had made it sound like he was a sore loser. "That's not true." He then tried to defend himself by saying, "I created a virus for you to crack, and it's all done on the school's computers. But you hacked my laptop, and there are a lot of things in there. Do you know how much trouble you've given me?" His company's project was still sitting on his laptop as he did not have the time to work on it. Nicole is truly evil. Nicole went on to scoff at that remark. "So, what you're saying is that you can't crack the homework that I've sent you, right?" Nicole's smug expression infuriated Ryder even further. Still, he could not deny that he was not capable of wiping the virus, and so through gritted teeth he said, "Yes. I spent the whole night cracking it, but I just can't." "You're a pro. Are you happy now?" Ryder's friends were shocked when they heard him. Ryder had always been prideful in school and had never lowered himself before anyone. Besides, Nicole was their junior. "Are you all right, Ryder?" his friends asked. "Do you want us to teach her a lesson?" Ryder rolled his eyes at them. He had only called them over to give Nicole a little scare, so he had no reason to hurt her. In addition, he did not wish to get expelled. Then, he clenched his jaw and said to Nicole, "I'm asking you how we're going to go about this now. The stuff in my laptop are worth millions. How are you going to pay me back?" He just wanted to resolve this issue as soon as possible. Nicole mustered a charming smile when she saw the look of anxiety on his face. "Oh, so you're just worried about the documents? Easy then. As long as you crack the virus, your laptop will be as good as new." "You don't say." "Would I even come to you if I could do that?" he roared. "She's doing this on purpose, isn't she?" he thought. Nicole then smirked. "Then you found the right person. You can't crack it, but I can." Nicole managed to stun Ryder through that remark, as most people would not be able to crack the virus they had created. This girl can develop a virus and crack it herself. Isn't it a virus code that she had casually made yesterday? That was the moment Ryder realized that he might have underestimated Nicole. "Who is this girl?" Unable to help it, he asked, "You can crack it?" Nicole laughed. "Obviously. Ever heard of the saying, we should always solve the problems we create? I created the virus, so naturally, I should be able to crack it. Don't you think so?" However, her response served to embarrass Ryder even further. "She can crack her own virus, but as a senior, I failed to do that even after staying up all night. How can I even call myself San Joto's computer expert?" He desperately wanted to push Nicole aside and leave. He did not want to give her the satisfaction, and he did not wish to subject himself to further humiliation either. Still, he could only give in when he thought about the expensive data on his laptop. "Well, send me the antivirus software." Ryder then extended his arm before her like a tyrant. Nicole looked at his palm and responded, "Are you begging for my help?" Ryder was stunned. "Who's begging you?" "No? Are you asking for a favor then?" Nicole sneered. "I'm not that kind." Ryder was livid when he saw how mean Nicole was being. "What are you trying to say?" "What I'm trying to say is that I might be able to lend you the antivirus software if you beg me for it. Asking for it as if it's a favor just won't cut it." Nicole was about to walk past Ryder. Ryder's eyes widened. The temerity she has to dismiss me and ask me to beg her for help. "Stop right there." Ryder reached out, attempting to grab her by the arm. Unfortunately for him, Nicole turned and dodged his grapple before sticking her foot out to trip him. Ryder immediately fell onto the ground with a loud thud. "Ryder!" His friends quickly rushed over to help him up. However, Ryder had already injured his nose as blood began to cascade down his nostrils. "Gosh! You tripped me." Ryder had never been treated like that in school before, so he felt extremely humiliated. The people around them covered their mouths as they laughed because they had never seen Ryder being caught in such an embarrassing situation before. Nicole looked down at her watch and swept her glance across Samuel and Spencer, who turned a blind eye to what she did. "Class is starting soon. Let's go." Samuel and Spencer stifled their laughter when they witnessed Ryder's sorry state of affairs. "Sure, let's go." Ryder got up with the help of his friends before he pointed at Nicole angrily. "You'll remember this day, Nicole." Nicole, on the other hand, found it funny when she heard Ryder's whining. Then, Samuel and Spencer walked her to her class. When she entered her class, she saw Gary by the window, resting his forehead on his palm. Gary looked in Nicole's direction as a wave of headache struck him. As she was passing him, she asked, "Yes? Do you feel sorry for your brother?" He shook his head. "Nah, I'm just sad that he overreached himself." Gary thought that his brother was exactly just like his past self. He's really underestimated her. Look at her. She even picked a fight with him. Gary had a little background in martial arts, and yet, he was still afraid of Nicole. Ryder, on the other hand, had only focused on coding, and so, he did not have any experience when it came to martial arts at all. Of course he'd get tripped. Nicole placed her bag down and looked at Gary with an arched brow. She had started to find him more pleasant these days. "I can't believe that you don't feel sorry for your brother." He scoffed. "He used to hit me a lot when we were younger, so why would I feel sorry for him?" Nicole found it interesting as she took a seat. Yet, Gary still went up to her and asked, "But can you really destroy that virus? Does that mean that my brother's laptop can still be fixed?" "I thought you didn't feel sorry for him. Why do you ask?" Nicole furrowed her brows. Giving an honest opinion of his brother, Gary stated, "I just feel sorry for the data on his laptop. Actually, my brother is pretty good. He has a lot of inventions in his laptop, and they will definitely benefit society if they get launched in the future." After thinking about it, Nicole said, "Well, it depends on his attitude now. I've never really liked being threatened." Gary instantly understood what she meant. Nicole just wanted Ryder to display some integrity. After all, Ryder was a little too arrogant for his own good when he was giving Nicole tasks yesterday, and now he suffered the consequence. "Got it. If he asks me, I'll lead him to the right path." Gary chuckled as he now had a hold over his brother. The day went on without any issues, and in the afternoon, the student union held a meeting. Nicole took her stuff and strutted off to the student union. Stanley was busy with the company and had to proceed with his internship sooner, so it was said that he had already left the student union. Nicole did not wish to attend the meeting as her brother was not going to be there, but it was the first meeting, the purpose of which was to elect the new president. Thus, as one of the voters, she had to be there. But Harvey sitting at the president's seat when she entered the student union's meeting room was what she did not see coming. Her brows tightened as soon as she saw him. As the principal's grandson, this guy didn't even join the election to avoid any unnecessary disputes, but once Stanley is gone, he actually sat at the president's seat. What the heck? She thought. Harvey remained seated when he saw Nicole. Take a seat. And thus, Nicole sat down quietly. Edwin quickly went up to Nicole's seat and whispered, "Stanley rarely comes to school these days. The student union needs a person in charge, so Harvey is going to conduct the meeting for today." Nicole nodded as she thought, so he's just filling in. Never mind then. After some time, more people came in, and Harvey commenced the meeting. The purpose of today's meeting is to elect a new president of the student union. Please submit your names if you wish to join the election campaign. There were people who could not wait to be crowned as president, so they immediately raised their hands after Harvey had made that statement. But it was then that Harvey flashed them a smile and proceeded to write his name on the board. "For your information, I'll be one of the contenders this time." Everyone fell silent after he had said that. The people who raised their hands gradually lowered their hands, feeling utterly perplexed by that gesture. If Harvey wanted to run for president, what was the point of them joining the election campaign anyway? He was the principal's grandson. If he did not wish to give his presidential position up, who would dare to argue with him? As expected, when Harvey turned around to face the crowd once more, no one was raising their hands anymore. No one's joining. Harvey looked at them and asked, even though he already knew why. He placed both of his hands on the desk and glanced at everyone. "Don't mind me. Just raise your hand if you want to. After all of you have the right to vote." Harvey was smiling, but his eyes were ice cold. Nicole looked at Harvey's smile and knew that he no longer wanted to act as though he was a goody two-shoes. This was who he truly was. But why does he want to be the president? She asked herself. Nicole was annoyed when she thought about the things that Harvey would do to her once he was elected as the president. Then, she stood up, not caring if the other people wanted to join the election or not. "I'll be contending too." Her act of standing up shocked everyone. The older students looked at her with their foreheads creased. The student union's president has always been a university student. A high schooler has never been one of the candidates. Nicole looked at them and with much pride in her tone, she said, "The rules are set by people. It's fine as long as I am capable, don't you think so? Besides, the former president is my brother. Won't it be easier for him to work with me?" The room was dead silent after she had said that. She's right. Stanley is Nicole's brother. Even if he doesn't show up anymore, Nicole will be seeing him when she goes home every day. Naturally, things will run smoothly with her since she has Stanley to guide her, one of them pondered. This is definitely a bonus point. Nicole being president will reduce the possibility of us having our responsibilities doubled just to accommodate the new president. Harvey did not expect the quiet Nicole to run for president, so his eyes were filled with joy. "Sure. Since I'm running the meeting today, I'll agree with Nicole Riddle being one of the candidates. What about the rest of you? Anyone else wants to join in?" Harvey's tone made everyone nervous. Even if they wanted to, no one would dare to respond because of his tone. He's too intimidating. Hence, they could only give Harvey a subtle gesture to show that they did not want to join anymore. Seeing that no one was raising their hands anymore, Harvey smiled. "Okay. If that's the case, let's start voting. It's Nicole versus me. Please cast your vote." He believed that no one would dare to not vote for him as he was the principal's grandson. Nicole laughed. "Hey, don't we need to make a speech before the election?" Harvey looked at Nicole with a frivolous gaze. "There's no need for that. They can just vote now. I believe in their judgment. Nicole stood up. Well then, I hope everyone can vote fairly. Don't vote for someone just because of their status. I suggest we vote anonymously. What does everyone think? Everyone's eyes lit up. I agree. Edwin was the first to support Nicole, causing Harvey to roll his eyes. Does this guy know who his friend is? Edwin only realized what he had done and bit his tongue when Harvey glared at him. But the rest of them were sold, and began vocalizing their support for Nicole. We agree with Nicole too. After all, Nicole was a hot topic in school now, and no one would dare to offend her. Edwin then took the voting box and distributed papers to every member of the council for them to fill in their votes. At that moment, Nicole stood up and looked at them. Mr. Ellison has always been a just man, and he has been nothing but friendly to me. So, no matter whom you vote for, he will understand. Please don't bring any personal emotions into this when you vote. Besides, if I am nominated as president, I will maintain my brother's standards, and I promise that I won't be making too many changes to your responsibilities. She believed that no one wanted their positions and their job scope to change, so this was her promise to them. When the members heard her, they immediately leaned toward her. But Harvey looked at her with a sneer. Nicole is really going all out to be nominated as president. Nicole glanced over at him. Well, it's definitely better than some creepy guy who throws his weight around. Harvey knew that Nicole was talking about him. His expression turned even darker, but his smile, which was exceedingly intimidating, remained. However, everyone could already relate to Nicole after she had delivered that speech. If Harvey becomes president, he's going to talk to us like this all the time. Then, their hearts settled, and they made their decision. Edwin then started counting the votes, and soon, the results were clear. 60% of the members had voted for Nicole. Harvey's face darkened for a split second when he saw the voting results on the board, but his expression was soon replaced with fascination. Not bad indeed. Since that's what you want, Nicole is now the president of the student union. Seems like there are a lot of people who are afraid of me, he thought. But Nicole was not afraid of Harvey at all, as she immediately walked up to the president's seat and said, "Well then, excuse me, interim president." Nicole looked down at him, stunning him for a second. He then got so angry that he could only laugh. Nice, real nice. Nicole sure knows how to break someone's heart, he fumed. Then, Harvey walked out of the meeting room with frustration, not wanting to attend the meeting anymore. I'll go after him. Edwin quickly went to check on him. Nicole, who was unbothered, then turned to thank the members. During the meeting, she expressed that the status quo would remain and that nothing would be changed. As soon as they heard that, they were over the moon. Harvey was the only one who was upset. He stormed off to the lake in the campus and threw a rock into the lake in rage. Arg! He yelled in an attempt to release his pent-up emotions. Soon, Edwin hurried up to him. Harvey, it's just a presidential position. It's not worth it. I thought you couldn't care less about this last time. Harvey suddenly turned and glared at him, and with that gaze, Edwin felt like he had never really known Harvey at all. Why are you looking at me like that? It's scary. But Harvey could not be bothered to hide the frustration in his eyes. I was, but now, I want everything. I don't want to lose to anyone. Besides, if he became the president, he could proudly spend more time with Nicole and make her join more student union activities. However, it seemed that Nicole had figured it all out already, which was why she had fought for it. He just did not expect things to turn out this way, since he had the upper hand prior to that. Why did so many people vote for Nicole? He asked himself. Why didn't you say so? I thought you didn't care about it by the look on your face. Edwin looked at Harvey awkwardly. So? Who did you vote for? Harvey's eyes turned dark. Edwin was stunned. I voted for Nicole. He thought Harvey did not care about it at all. Besides, he owed Nicole a favor, and so, even you chose Nicole? Harvey blew his top. Edwin, did you forget who your friend is? The only person he had ever bothered to acknowledge was Edwin, but as it turned out, even Edwin had betrayed him. Edwin was left frightened when Harvey glared at him. I thought she wouldn't win, and I didn't want her to be embarrassed, and that's why I voted for her. I didn't expect her to win. But even if I voted for you, you wouldn't win either, don't you think? Indeed, he really did not think that Nicole would win. Honestly, Harvey looks even ghastlier than he was last semester. Harvey glared at Edwin with fury, but he knew that he was just stating facts. He did not lose just by one vote. He had really underestimated Nicole's position in their hearts. She was a mere high schooler, and yet, everyone truly believed in her. But why do you suddenly want to be the president? Didn't you stay out of this because you didn't want the criticism? Edwin asked. As Harvey was the principal's grandson, he did not join much of the activities to avoid unnecessary disputes. He only joined the student union because he was the class representative. He rolled his eyes at Edwin, and after some time, he responded, because of someone. It was at that point that a realization dawned upon Edwin. Judging from the way he acted, Harvey clearly had feelings for Nicole. Does he want to be a president because of Nicole? Edwin asked himself. After thinking about it, Edwin said, if you're doing it because of someone, wouldn't it be better if she is the president? You stepping aside will make her happy. Harvey fell silent and sneered. Would she really be happy? No, even if she is happy, it's because I didn't get to become the president, he thought. However, Edwin persisted. Definitely. Besides, if she becomes the president, you will have a lot of chances to interact with her, don't you think? No matter who becomes the president, you'll both inevitably be seeing a lot of each other. She'll definitely come to you for help. Harvey arched his brows as he found Edwin's words rather pleasant to the ears. Edwin was relieved when he saw Harvey's expression softening. All right, let's head back. School just started, so the classes will definitely have a lot of things to trouble the student union president with. Edwin looked at Harvey with his brows arched. Harvey seemed to buy what Edwin was saying, and coldly he responded, okay, come on. Sure. Edwin nodded and followed Harvey to the student union headquarters. At that moment, Nicole was already listening to the representatives of the many classes and had decided to ask Stanley about it when she went home. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw Harvey coming back. However, she did not bat an eye at him. Harvey could not help but clench his teeth. What a heartless woman. She's nice to everyone but me. Why is she so cruel? They were once like friends, and so, it made no sense as to why she would start avoiding him like a plague after he had confessed his feelings to her. Did all my efforts go to waste? He asked himself. However, he could not ask her this question, at least not at that moment. Take a seat, Vice President. Edwin said, his words shocking the members. Right, we elected a new president, but what about the vice president? The current vice president then quickly said, I am actually going to step down from my position this semester. Harvey is a capable guy, so he'll be a good candidate. No one dared to displease Harvey, so he quickly found an excuse. Edwin took the chance and continued, yeah, I think so too. Since both of them had joined the election, and Harvey's votes weren't that low, the results would be the same if we were to hold another round of elections for the vice president. So, I think we should just let Harvey be the vice president. Subsequently, the voting was dismissed, and as the members could not do anything about it, they started clapping. Nicole's face turned blue at that instant. What is Edwin up to? Why did he become Harvey's pawn after he had gone out? Nicole wondered. However, Edwin smiled at Nicole innocently, and because of this she could not condemn him. After all, he had no idea about what happened between her and Harvey. Back then, Harvey was nice at times, and she even thought that they could be friends. But now, they truly could not go back to the way it used to be. Even though that was the case, she could not stop the members from finalizing the decision, so she said, well then, according to your assessments, Harvey Ellison will be the vice president. Whatever the former president had not managed to complete, please discuss it with me. As for the new tasks, please hand them over to Harvey for now. Okay, everyone said in unison. Still, Harvey was sharp enough to recognize that Nicole was implying that they would be minding their own business, and would therefore not be working with each other. What a nice plan, but I won't let her succeed. Yeah, but this year is our school's anniversary. I'm afraid the president has to work on some of the school anniversary-related tasks too. Let's do it together, he argued. Nicole was caught off guard, as she did not expect him to make a move so soon. He wants to work on things and spend time with me now? Over my dead body. I reply, Nicole stated, never mind that. I just joined the school this year, so I didn't get to attend the ceremony for the previous year. Everyone here must be more experienced than I am, so the vice president will handle it fully. He will work with the university student union members. Harvey's expression darkened as he did not expect Nicole to be so cunning. She actually declined the opportunity to work with him again, with Edwin not saying much about it either. However, Nicole was not afraid of anything and continued to look into the other issues that needed sorting out. She quickly assigned the tasks to the right people and ended the meeting before leaving. Though the other members were still busy with their discussions, Harvey packed his things and left either way. By then, Nicole was about to round a corner when she felt an arm reaching out toward her. Without hesitating, she grabbed and twisted it at once, producing a loud crack as she was on the verge of breaking. Harvey doubled over and fell on one knee on the ground at that instant, but instead of uttering a sound, he just glared at her in response. What do you want? Nicole threw his arm and looked at him with a blank expression on her face. How dare he follow me? If I was more forceful, he would have broken his arm. Harvey shook his aching arm and smiled. You're really cruel to me. We're friends, and Grandma likes me a lot. Don't you feel sorry for treating me like this now? He bent over while he was talking, trying to move closer to her. But Nicole took a step back as she cast an icy gaze over him. Harvey, I have told you from the very beginning that I hate you. Don't get me wrong. I'm really thankful for the help you've given me. However, you've crossed the line. Harvey's expression darkened. You know I've never wanted to just be friends with you. He only befriended her because he wanted to be more than just that to her, but it was also then that she got engaged to Jared. That very thought would always drive him to the verge of insanity. Nicole stared at Harvey emotionlessly and said, and that is the reason. If you didn't have other intentions, we can honestly still be friends. If Nicole had not realized that his intentions were dangerous and would put him in a frenzy from time to time, she would not have been this harsh to him too. But I don't just want us to be friends, he bellowed. Rather than being friends forever, he could steal her from Jared and keep her by his side. Nicole's eyes darkened at once. Fine, this is your choice. Suit yourself. Stop annoying me or else I won't be this nice to you next time. He had committed a truly egregious act in the banquet merely days ago, and if they were not in the school, Nicole would have already beaten him up. Yet, even as Nicole turned around to walk away from him, Harvey still followed from behind. Do you hate me that much? You don't even want to work with me? Yes, Nicole responded quickly, breaking his heart along the way. What am I to you? Harvey asked with a look of sorrow on his face. Nicole did not have time for his feelings, and so she uttered nothing. That was the only way for Harvey to stop imagining the impossible and unrealistic scenarios he had in mind. Stop following me. We've reached the high school building. You don't want to be seen, do you? Nicole asked coldly. Yet, in response, Harvey smiled. For you, I can't be bothered to give a damn about anything. You don't want me to follow you, but I'm going to do just that. Nicole rolled her eyes at him. Harvey, when have you become so childish? So what if I'm a little childish when I'm with you? Harvey furrowed his brow. He loved seeing Nicole being angry at him. To him, it was better than seeing her being emotionless toward him. Unable to put up with Harvey anymore, Nicole stomped on his foot. Ugh. Harvey groaned, for it was the first time he had ever been stomped on so hard in his life. It was so painful that it felt like his bones were broken, and so much so that he could not even raise his foot. And without even looking at him, she proceeded to trip him over. Harvey fell over on his rear at that instant, looking as humiliated as ever. After that, Nicole looked down at him and said, "This is what you get for being childish." Then, she turned and left right away, leaving Harvey to deal with the pain on his foot. He was on the verge of tears as she watched on. Still, he would be happy, for as long as he got to be in close proximity with Nicole, even if that meant she was hitting him. Interesting. It's too darn interesting. Nicole, what should I do? I'm falling harder for you. Nicole suddenly sneezed as she was walking. She arrived at her class shortly after, and once the self-study class had ended, everyone was prepared to leave. Nicole placed her things back on her table and took her bag, ready to leave as well. But it was then that Gary stopped her. Nicole. My brother wants to see you. Your brother wants to see me? Nicole arched her brows. I'm not close to him. Gary scratched his head awkwardly. He knew that Ryder's plan would not succeed. After all, Nicole would not even be courteous to him, so why would she be to Ryder? But Gary wanted to continue. However, she cut him short before he could even do so. No buts. Just ask him to see me himself if he needs to. As it turned out, Gary did not really mean much to Nicole still. Okay then. Gary gave in and called Ryder. Nicole then turned and left the room with Lulu and June. Lulu looked at Nicole and anxiously she said, Nicole, Ryder is Gary's brother. It's not a good idea for you to upset him like that, don't you think? Nicole scoffed. I can't see any sincerity in him at all. How could he send his little brother to talk to me? Besides, Ryder was pretty skillful himself, and Nicole wanted to know more about him because he might come in handy. Nonetheless, she stopped thinking about that and went downstairs to exit the building, and that was when she heard someone shouting at her before they could even make their way to the school gate. Nicole, stand right there. Nicole knew that it was Ryder, judging by his voice. However, she ignored him and kept walking. Ryder got so mad that he came off his high horse as a senior and rushed up to her to stand in her way. Stop. Other students who were still on campus shifted their gaze at them at that instant. They probably knew how embarrassed Ryder was in the morning, but they were not expecting to find Ryder with a band-aid on his nose bridge. Worse still, the band-aid really did make him look funny. Nicole looked at him coldly, after which, she lifted her chin and asked, Yes? Can I help you? Don't act stupid. Ryder yelled, unable to hold himself back. Nicole lifted her brows unhappily. Your attitude is scaring me. I want to go home. Then, she attempted to get past Ryder again, and that was when he noticed that she was not afraid of him at all. Worse still, she did not even want to talk to him. That's enough. I'll be more polite, okay? Then, he stretched his arm out to stop her from leaving before taking a deep breath to calm himself down. You said that you can remove the virus earlier. Is that true? He was close to breaking down. He needed to use the information tomorrow and he would be doomed if he could not get it fixed by today. Nicole replied. Ryder's eyes sparkled upon hearing that, but it was also then that his dignity got the better of him. Tell me, how can I get you to help me? I told you about that this morning, didn't I? Why are you such a forgetful person? Nicole feigned naivete as she widened her eyes and looked at Ryder. Ryder felt extremely frustrated. Do you really want me to beg you? I'm older than you. Not to mention the number of people around us. He then decided to settle on a compromise and invited her to a cafe, but she turned him down. Nicole lifted her brows. I'm leaving now if you're not willing to do that. Nicole figured that she needed to be more resolute if she were to teach an arrogant person like him a lesson. Ryder gritted his teeth as he could not stand it anymore. Fine. I'll beg you. He was really desperate, and yet, Nicole just had to take pleasure in his desperation. He would have choked Nicole to death if she could not save his computer. Nicole looked at Ryder playfully. I don't think that's how you should be begging others. Nicole continued with the teasing, driving him to the edge of giving up. In addition, more and more people had begun to surround them, and the ensuing embarrassment he felt was simply too unbearable for him. Nicole, I've begged you. What more do you want? He lowered his voice in an attempt to attract less attention. It's really urgent. I need your help. I'll do whatever you say if you just help me. Nicole smiled as she was amused. Seems like he's pretty sensible. Your words, not mine, she said. Ryder would be really useful to her in the future, so getting him to owe her a favor was highly beneficial for her. He quickly nodded. My words, yes. I won't go back on my word. Nicole smiled. All right, I'll help you. Nicole then produced a flash drive that she had already prepared and passed it to him. What's this? Ryder was taken aback. Isn't she going to remove the virus? Why would she hand me this USB drive? The solution is in that USB drive. It will automatically run when you plug it into your computer. Nicole looked at him with an arched brow. Ryder took the USB drive and his eyes immediately widened. Automatic operation? She isn't kidding me, right? How can an antivirus program work automatically once it's inserted into a USB slot? Don't believe me? Give it back then, Nicole said as she reached to take the USB drive back. But Ryder immediately pulled his hand back. I believe you. He was absolutely desperate already. All right, I'll be heading off first then. Remember, you owe me one. And you can't refuse me if I need your help in the future. Nicole gave him a playful glance. Ryder could only sigh. Got it. This Nicole, she's a total vixen. She set this virus up on me and now, in exchange, she wants me to help her in undoing the damage. But for the project data he had inside his laptop, he could only agree to that. Without thinking about it any further, Ryder hurriedly left the school, got into his car and left. Looking at Ryder seemingly scampering away, Nicole could not help but snigger. The pro got owned and is running away. Yeah, Nicole, you're amazing. Even the school's tech whiz will need to call you master soon. Nicole really knew a lot of things. She was just incredible. Let's go. I'm hungry. I'm gonna head back home to eat, Nicole said in a playful tone. Then she bade the two farewell. Lulu and June watched from a distance as Nicole met up with Spencer and Samuel, who then reluctantly went back to their dorm. The siblings went home happily. They thought that Gloria would be waiting for them when they got inside. Yet, the moment they stepped into the house, the atmosphere was a little different that day. Why is Grandpa, Uncle Damien, Uncle Dylan, and Uncle Dexter here? Spencer whispered. Samuel was perplexed. What happened? Uncle Damien and Uncle Dylan rarely ever visit our place, and why is Grandpa here as well? Nicole was very puzzled too, feeling as if something had happened. The three walked in quietly and immediately heard Dylan kicking up a fuss with Daniel. Look, this is Daniel and also Nicole's doing, going against the Fisher family. Now the Fishers have gathered an alliance to fight us, and our days won't be easy anymore, complained Dylan. Damien too gave Daniel a slight stink eye but still tried to keep up a righteous facade. Daniel, how do you explain this? Now both mine and Dylan's projects are affected, and it's indeed due to the conflict between you and the Fisher family. When Mr. Riddle Sr. saw how Damien and Dylan behaved, his expression became somber as he said angrily, I didn't expect the Fisher family to gather so many other families to target us with such hostility. So it turned out that Fisher had been lying dormant just to wait for a chance to strike a blow at them. Daniel then said with a low voice, although I already know this, I can't stop them. Moreover, many of our partners had terminated their collaboration with the Fisher family to work with us. So they would originally be tethering on the edge. So I never thought about targeting them.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.